இங்க இருக்கா? அங்க இருக்கார ஆள் இருக்காங்க. எந்த டேபிள் வேணாலும் உட்காந்து. அந்த இது அந்த பைப்பிங் 576 அந்த ஷீட் இருக்குல்ல பிரிண்ட் போர்டு. Okay, good morning. So we will start the class. As I said during the introduction, so it will be a 10 days program. Okay, first I will give some brief introduction about the APA exams. Those who are attending first time. Yourself first time or you have already first time? Okay. First one, so APA talks about the in-service inspection. Okay. For example, if you have a welding certification or NDT certification, they are not specific certifications. You can use in the construction, fabrication, in-service. Everywhere we are doing welding and everywhere we are doing NDT. But APA certification, they are only the in-service inspections. In-service means a piping, a vessel or a storage already in service. So what is the major problem during service? What is the major problem during in service? Corrosion. It is generally focused on the corrosion. Okay. It not only corrosion, we can have other damage mechanism also, cracks. So you should have an idea of the damage mechanism if you want in service inspection. Then you should have idea of the design. For example, piping, you should have idea of the design. Then you should have how it is welded, fabrication, NDT. That's why we have a set of code books. If you want to go for in-service inspection, you should have some basic knowledge of corrosion, other damage mechanism, piping construction, how to inspect a in-service piping, what are the different inspection techniques we have, then what is the NDT we are going to use, then what are the other requirements. That way we have to set code books. Now, many people come to APA classes after completing NDT, as well as some people will have CCP also. But that exams are entirely different from APA exams. First, you should know the difference between APA exam and the welding inspector or NDT inspector, NDT exams. First thing is, APA exams are not conducted throughout the year. They are conducted only yearly 3 times. So only 3 times only all APA exams are conducted. For example, if you take 570, which you come for, it is the in-service inspection of piping, process piping. It is conducted every year, February, June, October. Only 3 schedules we have. But it is not you will go on one day only write exam. Okay, we call it as a window because exam is conducted for 3 weeks. So generally Saturday there is no exam. So Monday to Friday. So 3 weeks it will be 15 days exam. Any one day you can book your exam and write the exam. That is the first difference between either AWS or CCP compared to the, because AWS CCP exams are conducted throughout the year. Any month you can write it. So this is conducted yearly 3 times. The second difference is you have to apply 2 months before the exam schedule. Suppose June exams. So the application deadline for June exam is in April 8th. So April month. So many people, we used to receive call from the abroad people. People are working, sir, next month I am coming to home. I want to write APA exam. So we used to, first question I will ask, did you already apply for the exam? So application deadline is 2 months before. And the fees is $940. Suppose your company, you are working in a APA member company, fees is $740. Yeah, there will be a $200 reduction. You cannot manipulate that because when you enter the company name, it will automatically generate. And your company should verify that you are working under this company. Okay. Now, how the system works. So this is the one. So AP exams are conducted here 3 times, February, June example. So I think everybody is already applied and already have authorization letter. So no need to go through the application process. Okay. Coming to the directly, I will coming to the exam part. The exam. So I think all are writing this exam, right? Anybody writing the next exam? October exam? No, all are writing June exam. Fine. So exam, it is a two-part exam. So exams are conducted Prometric Center throughout the world. Only Prometric Center. There is another option, Pro-Proctor. Pro-Proctor means you can attend your system from your home exam, but don't go for this. That is not advisable because there are a lot of restrictions. You cannot shake your head also. Somebody will monitor, some invigilator will monitor you. There will be a lot of issues. So it is generally not advisable. Don't go for it. Go for your Prometric Center. So what are the important things you should note before going for the exam? When you receive the exam authorization letter, you have to check your name is exactly matching with your identity card. So API wants original signed ID with the photograph, preferably passport. But AP exam passport is not mandatory. You can use other IDs also. PAN card is allowed. Original driving license also allowed. But please remember, you should carry the original things, either your passport or your PAN card or your driving license. Many people ask the question, Aadhaar they will accept it, Aadhaar they will not accept it. Because the reason is Aadhaar will not have your signature. Aadhaar will have your photograph, but Aadhaar is not allowed. Okay, but you should take the original, not showing on your photo, your phone. They will not accept it. And the second important thing, you have to, your name in the original ID should match exactly what you fill in your AP application. Recently, we have an issue when you are getting the authorization letter from the Prometric. The middle name is missing. Suppose you have 3 names, some X, Y, Z like that name, because generally people from particularly Kerala or Andhra will have their own home name also. 3 names are there. But the Prometric Center, they are not printing the middle name. That is not an issue. That is not an issue. But what is entered in the, when you are applying the API, that and your ID name should match. Please take care. Every year we have at least one incident. People are not allowed for exam because of the names are not matching. If the names are not matching, they will not allow you to write the exam. Then you have to write the, suppose the next question, suppose my name is not matching, what I have to do means, you should notice, suppose you notice now, your name, just send a mail to API and scan your that passport or your proof. Within one day, they will change your name in the API. And it is very difficult to change your government ID. This is a lengthy process. Whereas API within one day, they will change it. So please be careful. The next one, what you should take on the exam day. In the exam center, you should be there at 7:30 a.m. So morning 7:30 a.m. you should be there in the exam center, and you should carry your original ID. You can take the printout of the authorization letter come from the Prometric, but it is not actually mandatory. When you show the ID, they will automatically, they have the list, they will check it. Nothing is allowed inside a exam hall except your ID and your locker key. So they will provide you the locker. You have to keep everything is locker. You have to remove your watch, ring, chain, everything you have to remove. Okay, then handkerchief, everything you have to remove it. So inside the exam hall is allowed only your original ID and the locker key. Your mobile phone, you have to switch off it and keep it inside the locker. So there will be a complete checkup and there will be a biometric also they will take. They will also take your fingerprint and they will provide you the calculator with the booklet like 10 white sheets so that you can make your calculations. So you don't imagine it's a big exam hall. It is a small computer cabin. That's all. Some 25 system will be there. In Chennai, it is I think 25 plus 25. There are hall A, hall B, so total 50. So it's a computer cabin. That's all. So once you enter the hall, that person will switch on the computer. your name will appear. So you have to check whether your name is appearing. Then there will be a what you call the CBT, computer-based testing tutorial will come first, how to attend the exam. So we will also explain here how to attend the exam, the CBT tutorial. Okay, there also it will be there. You can just to go through it. I think they are giving 8 minutes for that. That is not including the exam time. So once you click, you got to click the start exam. Then the exam will be start and the timer will run reversely. So we have two parts of exam. The first part is closed book, 110 questions. The time is 2 hours 45 minutes. Now, many people ask the question whether I can write a open book first, close book next. No, you cannot choose. It is fixed one. First, on the language, we have some people. Okay, so we don't have a problem. Oh, because we have other people also online. Okay, right. If you have any doubts, specific doubts, you can ask in Tamil also. Now, first exam is closed book, 110 questions. Time is 2 hours 45 minutes. What is the exam pattern they are using? If you go to the, this is the CBT tutorial. Right. So simple multi-choice. So I told you AP 570 exam. First one is closed book. So you'll have 110 questions. Time is 2 hours 45 minutes. There are 4 patterns they are using. 4 pattern of question you have to attend. But the majority of the question will be simple multi-choice. So pattern A is simple multi-choice. So multi-choice will have around 100 questions. So out of 110 questions, 100 question will be simple multi-choice. So what is mean by multi-choice? You will have a question with the 4 options. For example, of the following biological levels, which represent the smallest or lowest level. So we have 4 options: organism, population, cell. So you have to click whichever you think correct. If you want to change the answer, any number of times you can change. You can play with that. I can change a B, C, D, anything you can change it. What is the final answer will be picked by the system. Okay. Almost the same simulation we have in our website. So if you go to our website, if you click oe.boneindia.com, so we'll have a set of questions. For example, let us start with this. Just so I think most of you have NDT knowledge. Right. Now the question, a film side penetrometer can be used for, because all have the NDT knowledge. That's why I asked the question. Which of the following answer is correct, you think? When a film side penetrometer is allowed? So what is the penetrometer? Image quality indicator or penetrometer. So we have wire type as well as hole type. So when you can use here, generally it should be kept on the source side. But when film side penetrometer is allowed, which you think a correct answer? So A is the correct answer. Suppose if you want to change, you can change it. The same way the exam also. So you have to attend the question. Then the next question, you have to click the next. Once you attend the question, you can change. There will be a color change. Even in exam, suppose you want to directly attend, go to the 12th question or touching point, you can go there. Directly come back, third question. You can jump here and there. Very simple system. So no need. Suppose here it is not possible. Exam, you can highlight the question, you can strike the part of the question, or you can strike the answers. These all are possible in the exam. So 90% of the question, I told you, out of 110 question, 100 question will be the same pattern. Simple multi-choice question. We have other 3 patterns: multi-response, drag and drop, extended matching. So this all together will have around 10 questions. So generally three question like this. Now, what is mean by multi-response? Now I will finish, then you can write it. Each question will have 2 or more answers. Okay. Each question will have 2 or more answer. For example, this is a multi-response. So, which are the following are planets in our solar system? It is not a relevant question, just they are giving an example. For example, which are the following planets are in our solar system? Venus and Mars. So you have to pick 2. So same way, the question will have 2 or sometimes maybe 3 answers also out of 4 choices. So either it will not be 1 or it will not be 4 also. All cannot be answered. So generally it will be 2 answers. Sometimes, rarely, it can be 3 answers also. Now the problem with attending this question is there is no partial marking. So even 1 right, 1 wrong means 0 mark only. So it should be, all answers should be correct. So the 2 means you have to pick the 2 correctly. Okay, this is called multi-response. We will give you practice maybe at the end of the course. Then the third pattern is called drag and drop. What is meant by drag and drop? We will give some options given. For example, December, horse, June, dog. We may have 1 box or sometimes 2 boxes. For example, months of the year and animals. So, months of the year, so December and June is months of the year. You have to click it and drop it here. So system, it will work. So the answer sheet will look like this. Months of the year, June, December, animals. Again, there is no partial marking. Recently, they changed a small change in this. Instead of giving 2 boxes, they will give only 1 box. For example, they will ask only months of the year. So out of 4, you have to choose which are the months of the year. Is it clear? That is so I told you a simple multi-choice is 90% of the question. So remaining 10% can have combination of these another 3 patterns: multi-response, drag and drop, then finally extended matching. Extended matching means you have to match this. For example, you have to put a line like this. So dog, canine, cat, feline, cow, bovine. So how to match it? You have to click this one, and which one you want to match, click this one, system will automatically draw the line. Suppose you've done a mistake. By mistake, no problem. Keep the cursor on the line and click it. The line will go off. You can see here. To complete a select from a list question, select a first answer box, then click the corresponding answer box in the row facing. This will connect the boxes with a red line. Repeat this procedure for answer boxes. Multiple lines can be drawn to individual boxes. This is important. What does it mean? Suppose this can match with 2 also. For example, if you want to make line here, already there is a line. Again, this and this also, you feel correct answer. Click here, there will be another line also. It is not like that. Or exactly they will match this one. And if you wish to remove the connected line that was drawn in error, simply use the mouse to click on the red line, it will disappear. So this is the third part. So we will have total 100 set questions. After completion of the exam, we will have a 45 minutes break. So first is a closed book exam, 110 questions. I told approximately 100 questions will be multi-choice. Remaining test question may be combination of some will have 2 or some will have 3 questions, some will have 4 questions. So around 10 question will be based on the multi-response, drag and drop, extended match. Okay. So once you complete the closed book exam, so there will be a break, 45 minutes. Only 45 minutes is allowed. You can come before 45 minutes, it is allowed. Then you can start the exam, or you can continue the exam also without break. That is also allowed. It is optional break, because when you close that, the system will ask whether you want to continue the exam or you want to close the exam. So generally go for close. So go refresh yourself, go outside, then come back, then you can start the next exam. The next exam is called as a open book exam. So what is mean by open book exam? We'll have 60 questions. The time is 3 hours 45 minutes. So again, same pattern. So multi-choice will have 50 questions, and another B, C, D. Together will have 10 questions. What is meant by open book question? All the code books will be available in the system itself in the PDF format. So you can see the PDF format is for 510 exam actually, 510, 571. So which code book you want to select, you can open it and you can go to the particular section and you can find the answer. Now, many people ask, Control F, we can use it, you cannot use it. It will be deactivated, it will not work. But all other PDF functions will work. All other PDF segments, you can click the content directly, it will go to the page. The HTML link from one area to another, all links will work in the PDF except Control F, point number 1. Second question, many people ask, how I know the code, which code book I have to refer? Whether question there will be indication, there will be no indication. Third question, people are, it will be first this code book question, next this code book, it is not, it will be completely mixed. So once you attend the class, then you come to know by seeing the question, you can find it out. If you are fresh, it will be very difficult. By seeing the question, you can easily find it out, which code book we have to refer it. But some question will have a little bit confusion because they are covered in 2 code books. So first you have to check one code book. If answer is not there, then you have to check another code book. But I can guaranteedly say, if you attend our class properly, at least 50% of the open book question you can attend without opening a book. Even open book, all questions are not tough questions. Even open book, 50% question, by seeing that you can find the answer without referring book. Okay, so only remaining some question you have to refer this. So don't worry about the open book. But open book searching will take time. That's why if you go to this one, here 110 questions, they are giving 2 hours 45 minutes. Almost 50% of the question. 60 questions, they are giving 3 hours 45 minutes, because it will take more time to search the code book. Right. So we have total 110 plus 60. So what is the total exam question? 170 questions. Out of 170 question, only 130 questions, no mark, 0 mark for 30 questions. We don't know which question does not have mark. So for us, only 170. Some question, if you find it very tough, maybe that may be 0 mark. They are writing new questions. So for us, it is 140 questions. It is converted into points. There is no fixed points rule. What is the point conversion? But the rule is you have to score greater than or equal to 400 points, then you pass the exam. That is the rule. Now the next doubt people ask, when I will get the result? Within 15 minutes of your exam submission. So once you complete the open book, you finish, submit, 15 minutes, you will receive a mail. Within 15 minutes, your mail. So they will give 3 types of results. Preliminary pass. Pass means 100% pass. But there will be some paragraph. Next paragraph, it is not a final result. Some additional investigation will be done like this. There is a sentence that doesn't have any meaning. Preliminary pass means 100% pass. If the result come preliminary fail, that also 100% fail. This two I will not change. But there is a third one they are giving. Your result is marginal. Marginal means you are neither pass nor fail. Passing illa, fail illa. That means you are very close to the passing range, but you have not crossed the passing mark. Then you have to wait for another 1.5 months. 4 to 6 weeks you have to wait to get the final result. Even if you get preliminary pass, you cannot claim because your final result will come after 4 to 6 weeks to your mail only. So once you receive the mail, your final result will have some color coding, actually, which is the topic, how much you have covered like this. Once you get your certificate will be automatically uploaded in your API ID. So you can API ID enter it. Next day you can see your certificate and wallet card. So you can download it, make a color print also. Hard copy will come to your given address, home address, but it will take another 1 month because they are sending by ordinary post from US. So it will take 1 month. So don't wait for that because we need the number. The number is the key. API everybody says because when you give the number, they can verify you are certified or not. So this is how the system works. Any questions, please ask regarding exam. Is it clear? Okay. Even you can ask during class also. So anything if you have a doubt. No, points we don't know. They are not giving. That is there. They will maintain their own system. Now, one more thing. What are the other keys we will have in this? For example, here bottom we will have the next and back. And here you can see there are 2 other keys. One is called comment. Comment means if you think the question is out of syllabus and the question there is a mistake in the question or answer, you cannot choose the answer because 2 answers are correct. You know the 2 answers are correct. Then you can make a comment. So there will be a comment box like there will be a dialog box will open like this. You can see during an examination, you will have an opportunity to give feedback each question. You can, if you want, you can make a comment. You can type it. The comments are reviewed seriously by API. If you make a wrong comment, there is no problem. They will not give any penalty for that. But if your comment is correct comment, they will accept it and give you mark for everybody attending that question. And if you are sure the question there is a problem, you can make a comment. Okay, there is another one here, one more key. This is the review. What is mean by review? Before completing your exam. So finish test will be here actually. So it is separately given. So by mistake, people will not click. So once you complete attended all questions, you have to finish test. Then also system will ask whether you want to close the exam. Once you click the finish test, the exam is closed. You cannot. So before finishing, just click the review. It will give which are the questions you have not attended. Suppose some question by mistake you skip that one. So it will give tick mark or into mark. This question not attended. So you can go back to attended. Another one is don't leave any question unattended because there is no negative mark. Even if you don't know the answer, even if you don't have any idea about the question, just pick A, B, C, D, anything you want like. So that's what I pick for because there is no negative mark. You can show this. So if you see your exam screen, it will look like this. Your name will come here, and in the finish, this is the candidate name. Timer will run. This area will be finished test. Here we'll give here next and the back. Suppose if you want to directly go to the particular question, you can go there in this one. Is it okay? This is the way you have to attend the exam. So if you want to write anything, so please copy this. Then we'll continue. Okay, shall we continue? Okay. The next thing is how to prepare for the 570 exams. Okay. So it is a purely code book exam. The first thing, first document you have to refer for your exam is called the effective sheet. So this is the first this is the document you have to refer for the your exam, which we given you printout or soft copy also you can get it. So this is applicable for all 2022 exams. Even somebody is writing an October exam, there is no change. Same syllabus only, same code books only. Okay. So what are the code books you have to refer? 570, that is the original edition is 2016 with the 2018 addendum. 571, we have 15 damage mechanisms. 574 and 570 is only a selected some few sections. 577, that is 2020 edition. 578 and ASM side we have section 9 and section 5 and B 16.5 31.3. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 code books. So we have 10 code books. The exam question will be asked. Generally, each code book there will be at least one question. But now, so many people, we have 170 question total, 10 code books. So 170 divided by 10, 17 questions each. It is not like that. All code books are not equally important. Only few code books have more important. For example, the general exam pattern is This is the one, the general exam they are asking. Most of the question will be from the 570. So around 85 to 90 questions will be asked from 570. The second important actually 571. So 20 to 30. B31.3 will have 15 to 20 questions. 574 will have 8 to 10 questions. 578 will have 4 to 6 questions. 16.5 will have 2 to 3 questions. 576 may have 2 questions only because recently included. And if you go common codes, common, why I give red color here? Because they are common in 510 exam and 653 exam also. So section 5 will have 68, section 9, 8 to 10, and 577, 68 questions. This is the general pattern, but they are using around at least 6 to 8 sets in AHE exam. It is not a one set throughout the exam. So everybody will can have a different set. There may be changes, but it is a general pattern. So please write this, then we'll continue. Yeah, both open. Yeah, both open and closed. See, every code book will have some open book as well as some closed book question. But for example, 570, it is generally closed book dominated. Most of the question will be closed book, but we will have few question in open book also. Is it okay? Now, it is an American exam. So you should be familiar with the American units, or we will call it as a USC, United States Customary Units. So because we are familiar with the SI units. For example, we know millimeter very well, but we will struggle when you are talking about inches and foot. So you should be familiar with the inch and foot conversion also, because exam question will be based on the American system, even though most of the question answers bracket they will give in SI units also. So you should know this conversion. For example, pressure. This is not referred for you. It is 570. So we will have PSI and PSIG. What is the difference when PSI means pounds per square inch? PSI means gauge pressure. But we are everywhere you are using the gauge pressure only. So this is the one important. And temperature, the exam question will be based on Fahrenheit. We are familiar with the centigrade. No need to convert. Just to try to remember in Fahrenheit. Try to remember in PS. So if you want to conversion, this is the conversion. Fahrenheit is equal to degree centigrade multiplied by 1.8 plus 32. And the thickness very, very important. You should know inch, foot, and mil. There are 3 units for the thickness. 1 inch is equal to 25.4 millimeter. 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. This is a symbol for inch. This is a symbol for foot. And 1000 mil or thou both are same. Is equal to 1 inch, or 1 mil is equal to 0.001 inch. Then if you want to mil to mm conversion, 40 mil is equal to 1 millimeter. This is the conversion. So you have to remember pressure in PSI, tensile strength also PSI. Then temperature in Fahrenheit only you have to remember. And the thickness in inches, foot, generally foot we will not use. Inches everywhere we will use. And the mil also we will use. Mil means 1000 mil is equal to 1 inch. Mil is a very small unit. Mil or thou both are same. Radiography IQI, we are using thou. That is same. Mil, thou both are same. So please copy this, then we'll continue. Right? Is it okay? Now, when interpreting code, some other things also you should know. This we'll see later. Right. What are the other things we should know? For example, so what is the meaning of less than, say, 3/4 inch? Less than 3/4 inch means 3/4 inch included or not included? Not included. So you have to understand the code. Less than means 3/4 inch, not included. So if it is less than or equal to 3/4 inch, then 3/4 inch included. Okay. Another standard code terminology is, for example, 1 inch through 2 inch. What is the meaning of this? Now, 1 inch included or not? 2 inch. So So both 1 inch and 2 inch are included. So through means both 1 inch and 2 inch are included. Next one, greater than 1 inch. What is the meaning of this? Greater than 1 inch. 1 inch included or not included? Not included. So you should be very careful. There will be 1 or 2 questions testing this type of code interpretation. Okay, the answer will change. So you have to issue greater than 1 inch means 1 inch not included. So please write this. We'll go very slowly actually, first day, because first day. So you have to understand the basics, how to interpret your codes. Less than 3 by 4 inch means 3 by 4 inch not included. Less than or equal to 3 by 4 inch means 3 by 4 inch included. Now, many people have this inch to mm confusion. Okay. Again, there is a shortcut for inch to mm conversion. For example, just to remember the basic 1 unit. 1 over 64 inch is equal to 0.4 mm. Then what is meant by 2 over 64 inch? We have to multiply by 2. Then it will be 0.8 mm. So again here 1 over 32 inch is equal to 0.8 mm. See 1 over 32 or 2 over 6, both are same. 2 by 64 inch. If you go now here little bit 1 by 16, just a double of this. 1.6 mm. 1 by 8, 3.2 mm. 1 by 4, 6.4 mm. 1 by 2, 12.8 or 12.7 mm actually. Finally, 1 inch is equal to 25 mm. If you know 1 unit, for example, if you know 1 by 32.8 mm, 2 by 82, multiply by 2. 3 by 32, multiply by 2. Just a shortcut. Just if you know 1 unit, 1 by 64 is 0.4 mm, you can find everything. If you want, you can copy this. How to convert the inch to mm. The least unit வந்து 1 by 64 தான் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்றோம். What you are using, so 1 by 64. Okay, so far what you have taken is the introduction to API exam. Now we will go to the introduction to API 570. First question is, what is pipe? What is piping? What is pipeline? I asked you 3 questions. So what is, somebody asked, what is pipe? What is the definition of pipe? So transferring fluid, any other definition? What is pipe? Somebody asks you what is pipe, then what you will answer it? A simple answer is a hollow cylindrical object. That's all. Pipe is a hollow, it is a cylinder shaped object. As he said, it is generally used to transport fluid from one location to another location. The next question, what is the difference between pipe and a tube? So pipe, tube. So we are using 2 terminologies. So the pipe means the diameter. You know what is diameter? So we have 2 types of dia. One is ID and another one is the OD. Pipe, which diameter generally we are mention. I always mention OD or ID pipe. OD. Okay. Pipe means if the diameter is expressed in NPS, that is called a pipe. Tube means if the diameter is expressed in the actual diameter, that is called a tube. For example, if you put NPS 2, that means pipe. OD 2 inch, that is tube. When you are putting NPS 2, you should not use the inch symbol. Okay, NPS means nominal pipe size in inches. So inches already part of the NPS. So if you write like this, this is not correct. For example, you have tried to only NPS 2. That is the correct way to write. If you write NPS 2 inches, then this is wrong. Pipe, so for example, if I write OD 2 inches, then it is considered as a tube. This is considered as a pipe. Is it clear? What is NPS? Nominal pipe size in inches. We can tell mm also. Mm we call it as a DN. DN means nominal diameter in millimeter. But for AP exams, we will use only NPS. Is it clear? NPS. Now the question is, NPS means whether it is ID or OD. So if you see the table, 14 and above, it is exact OD. NPS 14 and above, for example, NPS 14 pipe outer diameter will be exact to 14 inches. After that, 16, 18, 20, we go exact match. Below 14, it will not match. OD will not match with the NPS. So the code says up to NPS 12, because NPS 14 below is NPS 12, it is approximate ID, NPS 14 and above, exact OD. So NPS pipe means we have to, dia is mentioned in the NPS. So NPS, I told it is a nominal pipe size in inches. So NPS, what it talks about the ID or OD, I told below NPS 14. Next one is actually NPS 12. Below NPS 14, it is approximate ID. NPS 14 and above, it is exact OD. Is it clear? Now the next criteria for pipe is how they express generally not their thickness not expressed in the inches. The pipe thickness will be expressed in the scheduled pipes or standard pipes. We have 2 types of this one. So schedule means we have schedule 20, 40, 60. No need to remember. You should know there is a schedule pipes. So we have scheduled pipes actually up to 36 inch. Standard, we have only 3 designations. Standard, XS. XS means extra strong. Double XS means double extra strong. Standard, extra strong, double extra strong. That also part of the piping process. So pipe means first one is dia should be expressed in the NPS. Thickness should be expressed in the NPS schedule or standard pipes. Whereas tube means dia will be actual outer diameter and the thickness also actual thickness. They will mention it. Generally, tube are small bore only. Small bore means 2 inch and below only. We call it as a tube. That is the difference between the pipe and the tube. Now the next one is how the pipes are manufactured. So pipe can be manufactured in 3 ways. One is called seamless pipe. You can see here. So this is the seamless pipe. So we'll have an ingot and is extruded from that ingot. So it will not have the joints. So that is the first way of piping manufacturing. So pipe can be manufactured in a seamless pipe. Second one is called as a welded pipe. You will roll a plate and make a weld. A plate is rolled and make a longitudinal weld, or you can make this is called helical or a seam also, like that also we can. And the third one is called cast pipe. You can cast a pipe. Casting means they will give a ingot in a pipe shape. They will pour a molten steel and it will be a water jet, so it will come as a pipes. So how pipe can be manufactured? Seamless, welded, cast. So for our exam only, we will discuss seamless and welded pipes. See, our exam scope is very limited. The exam question will be based on only carbon steel pipes. Not a stainless steel pipes, there will be no questions. Okay. Now, what is that under tolerance allowed for the pipe? If it is under tolerance means thickness under tolerance. Dia under tolerance is there, but it is not important for exam. Thickness means suppose you are ordering a 10 mm thickness pipe. When you receive the pipe, it is only 9.5 mm. Is it acceptable or not? It is not acceptable. Seamless pipe maximum allowed is 0.3 mm. Sorry. Seamless pipe is, it is acceptable. Seamless pipe tolerance allowed is 12.5%. So even instead of 10 mm, it is 8.75 mm. Still it is acceptable. But if it is welded pipe, only 0.25 mm allowed. 0.25 means 10 minus 0.25 will be 9.75 mm it should have. Cast pipe, no under tolerance. Under tolerance not at all. Again, I will repeat. This is a regularly asked exam question. What is the under tolerance allowed for seamless pipe in thickness is 12.5% of the thickness. For example, 10 mm, 12.5% is 1.25. So 10 minus 1.25, even if it is 8.75 mm, still the pipe can withstand the pressure. But welded pipe under tolerance allowed is, it should have at least 9.75 mm. If you go for a casting pipe, it should have at least 10 mm when you are ordering a 10 mm. That's all about the pipe. Now, what is meant by piping? What is piping? So only with the empty pipe, we cannot make a concession. We need a pipe plus piping components. That is called a piping. What are the piping components we should have? Fittings, flanges, walls. There are 3 piping components. Fittings, because code language, flanges are not considered fittings. Fittings, flanges, walls. So let us go one by one. What is meant by fitting? What are the fittings we have? Elbow. I think you can imagine this one. You can understand. So elbow is a fitting. What is the purpose of elbow? To change the flow direction. Elbow can be 3 types of elbow. Long radius elbow, short radius elbow, and there is another one is called a bend. Bend means pipe also you can bend it by heating and bend. Again bend, we have a hot bend, cold bend. There is one more thing called miter bend. What is miter bend? Miter bend means you will cut the pipe and make a bend. For example, see, if you bend a pipe like this is called a bend. Miter bend means you can cut a pipe and weld and make a bend. This is called a miter bend. Then what are the other fittings? Elbow limit, T. What is the purpose of T? It will split the flow. So flow will be, see, elbow will change the flow direction. So it will split the flow. That is called a T. Then third type of fitting is called a reducer. What is the purpose of the reducer? To reduce the flow. There are 2 types of reducer. One is called concentric Another one is called eccentric. So what is this reducer? This is the concentric. Concentric means both sides same way it is reduced. Eccentric means one side will be reduced, one side will be flat. That is called eccentric. These are not important for exam, but you should have basic idea of the pipe fittings. Flanges, we will see. Flanges, we have many types of flanges. Flanges are not considered fittings because flanges not affecting the flow. Flanges will not change the direction of the flow or reduce the flow or split the flow. What is the what is flange is? Flange is considered as a mechanical joint. Without the heat, we are joining two pipes by bolt and nut. That is called flange. Now the next one is valves. Okay, so everything we have actually we will give printout of this. No need to write because it will take time. So if you take piping, it consists of pipe and piping components. So what is the pipe means? The diameter is expressed in the NPS. NPS is the nominal pipe size. NPS approximate inner dia up to NPS 12 and the exact outer dia NPS 14 and above. So we have to refer a table 574, AAP 574. Thickness schedule or standard pipes. Scheduled pipes are available up to NPS 36 and the standard pipes up to NPS 48. This is about the pipe. So pipe manufacturing, we can seamless pipe. This is important for exam. That is why it is a red color. Thickness under tolerance allowed is minus 12.5%. So if it is 10 mm, even if it is 8.75 mm, it is still acceptable. And the welded pipes under tolerance is 0.01 inch or 0.25 millimeter only allowed. Cast pipe is minus, there is no tolerance allowed actually. Plus side also there is only 1/16 inch. Now if come to the piping components, we have flanges. 16.5 is there, part of our exam. Fittings, we have elbow, long radius and short radius. Bend, we have hot, cold and mitral bends. T, we have equal and reducing T. And the reducer, we have eccentric and concentric. Then we have walls. So this is the one I told you, we'll give printout, no problem. Okay, now, what about the walls? What are the different types of walls we have? See, walls are covered in two code books actually. 576 also cover walls and 598 also covers walls. What is the difference between 598? It talks about the flow regulating walls, not pressure relief walls. Pressure relief walls are covered in 5. Pressure relief wall is safety wall, relief wall. When the pressure exceeds, they will open. Flow regulating wall is gate wall, globe wall. This type of walls we call it as a flow regulating walls. I will play a short video, so just you can watch this. It will give some idea about the wall. Just to watch this video. Okay, so we will have some 10 minutes break. So after break, we will continue the class. Right. So please take 574. Please take board book 574. Just the introduction, piping introduction is given in 574. What I said so far, it is given in 574. Please take 570. அதில் எதோட கம்பைன் பண்ணிருக்கப்பா 570 574 எதில் கம்ப்ளைண்ட் ஆயிருக்கு okay, right. So please take terms and definition. These are not important. Straight away go to page number 12. Please take page number 12, piping components. Right. See how our class system is. We have highlighted and printed. So we have edited some books, but some code books we have given a full book. Some code books we have edited, which is required for exam. Exam also will get almost same version only. They will not give the full code books, only required chapter only in the exam. Second thing is, you can see it is highlighted and printed. And apart from that, I will have some underlined here. These are, you have to highlight it. That's why we provide you the highlighter. And some area there is a marking like this, CBQ. CBQ means closed book question. It was asked in the previous exam. That area you have to concentrate when you are reading for your exam. That is the way each and every code book you will go through it. So first, some of the important statements. So highlight the second line. The two most common carbon steel piping materials used in the petrochemical are ASTM A53 and ASTM A106. These are the two materials. Generally, your exam question will be based on A106 grade B, normally used material, or ASTM A53, sometimes ASTM A333 grade 6. Only carbon steel based exam question will be. Then go to the next page. Second paragraph, highlight this. Pipe wall thickness are designated as pipe schedule in NPS up to 36 inches. So schedule pipes, we have up to 36 inches. This all I told in the previous session. The traditional thickness designation, standard weight, extra strong, double extra strong, differ from schedule and up to 48 inch. In all standard sizes, the outside diameter remains nearly constant. These three lines are important. The size refer to the approximate idea of standard belt pipe, NPS equal to or less than 12 inch, and the size denotes the actual OD NPS equal to or greater than 14 inch. So NPS 14 inch above, NPS means actual OD. Page number 30. Sorry, page number 30. Page number 13, second paragraph, highlight these 4 lines. The size denote the ID 12 inch, the size denote the OD 14 inch and greater than 14 inch. You remember I told the pipe can be manufactured seamless, welded, cast. What is the under tolerance for seamless pipe? 12.5%. It was asked in the closed book question. So highlight this one, mark as a CBQ. CBQ means it was asked in the closed book question. The actual thickness of seamless pipe can vary from its nominal thick by manufacturing as much as 12.5%. The under tolerance for welding piping is 0.01 inch or 0.25 millimeter. Cast piping has the tolerance of plus 1/16 inch and minus 0 inch. So this is important. You should know the thickness under tolerance. Right, now next page. So you can see the table 1. This table you must use for your exam, open book exam. Open book exam, this table definitely you have to use it, because I told you, for example, 14 inch. What is the OD of the 14 inch? Will be 14 inch NPS, but NPS 12 OD will not be 12 inch. It will be more than 12 inch. So what is the actual value? You have to refer this table and find it. So this is marked as a open book question. Let us see what are the important things. I will go to the next page. For example, if we take NPS 6, next page, page number 15. What is the OD of NPS 16 in inches? NPS 6 outer diameter, what will be the outer diameter? 6.625 inches. Because you remember in API, I told 570, there are thickness calculation, pipe thickness calculation. The formula you have to use OD. Exam question, they never give OD, they will give NPS. So OD, you have to find it from the, for example, they will ask exam question. What is the minimum thickness of the NPS6 pipe with the design conditions, some design condition? So the formula, there is a OD only, you have to use it. OD you have to find from this table. So you can see what is the NPS6 OD is 6.625. But you can see the thickness also in inches. You can see, for example, schedule 40 and standard will have a thickness of 0.28. If you have schedule 80 and the excess will have a same thickness of 0.432. Okay. Then schedule 120 will have 0.5. So if you want to check some schedule or standard pipe thickness, again I repeat, we will always use inches. We never use millimeter. So in this table, if you take NPS is important, actual OD in inches is important, schedule, class, and nominal thickness inch. These are the things may be required use for your exam. Okay. You can see here 6-inch OD 6.2, 8-inch OD. What is the OD of 8-inch? 8.625. 10-inch 12, 14, 14. So when it comes 14, the OD will be same. 14. You see, after 14, it will be same. 16, 16, 18, 18 like this. Okay. Now, go to the page number 18. Stainless steel pipe. Stainless steel pipe schedule will have suffix S. For example, schedule 40 means it is carbon steel and lower lead. Suppose schedule 40 S. S for stainless steel. Stainless steel have even 5 schedules. Schedule 5 also there. You can see here 10S, 40S, 5S also there. Okay. So stainless steel, if anything, you have to refer this table. But the exam point of view, this table we may not use. Generally, there I told you the question will be based on the carbon steel. Practically, if you are working stainless steel, what thickness, what is the, how to find out the schedule thickness, you can use this test. Then these are not important. Okay. Now, page number, please go to the page number 20. See, we are going to check 2 code books actually. So one is ASME B31.3. Second is API 570 and 570. What is the difference between B31.3 and 570 and 574? B31.3 talks about the construction of piping. Process piping. Whereas 570 talks about the in-service process piping. So just to understand this, you can write after that. What is meant by construction? Construction means design. So you should have some basic knowledge about the design. Okay. And then you should have basic knowledge about the material. Then fabrication, welding, NDT, PWST, testing. Testing means after completing, you have to do hydro test or pneumatic test. Everything will be covered in the construction. In service means once it starts operation. So in service, what are the things? In service inspection, repair, alteration, re-rating. That is the in service part. Okay. We will use these things repeatedly. So we have 10 days program. So first time it may be a new word, but every time you repeat, you can familiar with it. Okay. Now construction. Now how piping is classified in the construction part? B31.3. So first one classification is based on COF. So what is COF? Anybody knows? Consequence of failure. What is meant by consequence of failure? Suppose there is a leakage. What it will have the effect on the person or on the atmosphere? That is called a consequence. Consequently, a pipe is leaking. So how much effect? For example, a water is leaking or a petrol is leaking. What is the difference between a leakage in water and petrol? Petrol is a flammable. Immediately it would catch fire. Water is non-flammable, non-touch. Okay, so based on the consequence B31.3, we have a category M. So what is meant by category M? I will briefly explain. We will see in B31.3. Even a small leakage will have very serious consequence. For example, poisonous gases, highly flammable fluids like a petrol. These are called as a category M. Just the opposite is we called as a category D. Category D means all utility system. Utility means gas, sorry, airline, water line. Even a major leakage will not have a serious consequence. In between, we call it as a normal fluid. What is the definition of normal fluid? Is it either category of nor category D? Not highly dangerous, not no danger at all. It is in between. Now, majority of the oil and gas piping will come with which category? Normal fluid. Answer is normal fluid. Majority of the piping. For example, natural gas, fuel gas, hydrogen gas, all gas lines. Majority of the lines will come under the normal fluid. Okay, category M only few lines only come. This three classification only for our exam. But a B31.3, we have many classifications. Apart from that, severe cyclic piping. If you want, you can add severe cyclic also. Severe cyclic means the pressure or temperature is fluctuating. That is called cyclic load. Cyclic means it is not a uniform pressure or uniform temperature. It is a fluctuating frequently. That is called the severe cyclic. Severe cyclic also will not, there will be no question, but it is part of our exam. But apart from that, we have high temperature piping, then high purity piping, high pressure piping, non-metallic piping. Many piping classifications are there. They are not part of our exam. So as per B31.3 for exam, only 4 classification: category M, category D, normal fluid. These 3 are important, and the 4th one is severe cyclic. Is it okay? This is based on which classification? Consequence of failure. Consequence means what a leakage effect will have. If it is very serious, category M. No effect at all, category D. In between, normal fluid. If it is loading fluctuating load, severe cyclic. Then another classification in the construction is based on the size. So we have based on the size small bore. So what is the definition of small bore? Less than or equal to NPS 2. Now you know what is meant by NPS. So if the pipe size is diameter is 2 inch and below, small bore. Next one is large bore, greater than NPS2. You know the symbols, right? Greater than more than NPS2, we call it as a large bore. Only 2 classifications are in B31 point. If you come to the in-service piping, that is 570, first classification based on COF. So we have 4 classification because there is no space. I am writing continuously. Okay, so what are the classification? Class 1, 2, 3, 4. There in service, we are not using category D, category M language. There the classification will change: class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. So highly serious is class 1, least serious is class 2. It will step by step. Class 1 is more dangerous, less the class 2, then class 3, class 4. Then based on size. Small bore, large bore. So the definition is same. What is small bore? Sorry, NPS 2 inch and below. 2 inch also small bore. Greater than n plus 2 inch, we call it as a large. Now we have another classification also. So based on the processing, based on process, we have three classification. Primary process piping. Secondary process. Auxiliary. So what is meant by primary process piping? It is the main pipe required for the process. Suppose any valve not working, process will be affected. For example, most of the large bore line. Large bore means greater than 2-inch lines. Secondary process means they are part of the process, even they are not functioning, process will not be affected. For example, bypass lines. And auxiliary means they are not part of the process, but they need for the process. For example, vent line. You know what is the purpose of vent? Before filling, we have to remove the air. What is the purpose of drain? If you want to drain this one, they are not part of the process. They are helping the process. Drain, vent, sampling line. These are called as a second auxiliary piping. So then another classification is based on location, where the pipe is located. So we have two classification: on-site, off-site. On-site piping means within the process unit is located on-site. Outside the process, like near the tank area, that is called off-site piping. Okay, so you should know the, see, we have to compare and read. Then what is it will be very easy to understand. So as per this one, we have only two classification, but as per 570, we have 4 types of classification. So please write this, then we'll Okay. Now we will go back to this code book. You can see here page number small bore piping, secondary piping, and the auxiliary piping. So a small bore piping can be used as a primary, secondary, or auxiliary piping. Nipples, generally piping nipple they are using is 6 inch or less in length. See, when you are connecting a small bore piping, they will use a pipe nipples. There will be 6 inch or less in length. Just to highlight this one. These are not very important. Then please go to the pipe linings, page number 23. Just a minute, time. Page number. Linings. Generally, pipe will not have internal linings. Generally, linings are in pressure vessels or storage tanks only. But some pipe may have internal linings. Linings means inside they will have. So lining can be classified into two groups: metallic, non-metallic. Metallic means stainless steel. We call it as a cladding, overlaying, all this. Non-metallic means you can have a cement lining. For example, seawater line, they will have inside cement lining. Or you can refractory lining, high temperature pipe. Refractory lining, acid lines, rubber lining. These are the linings. So linings are never considered as a part of the pressure boundary. They are not pressure part. They are just a barrier. Barrier means they will not allow a contact between the fluid and the pipe. Internal linings can be incorporated into piping design to reduce corrosion. This is the purpose of the lining. Erosion, product contamination, and the pipe metal temperature. The lining can be generally be characterized as metallic and non-metallic. Metallic liners are installed in various such as cladding, weld overlay, and strip lining. Highlight this one. See why we are asking to you to highlight. Maybe they may. So far there was no question asked in the exam, but every exam there will be a change. Small they will add some other areas question. That's why we are. These areas are important. That's why we are telling you to highlight these areas. And the non-metallic liners can be used to resist corrosion and erosion or insulate and reduce the temperature of pipe wall. Some common non-metallic linings for piping are concrete, refractory, plastic, and thin film coatings. Highlight this also. Then what is tubing? So I already told you, tubing means two conditions: actual OD, actual thickness, small bore. So with the exception of heater, boil, and exchanger tube, tubing is similar to piping. but is manufactured in many ODs and wall thickness. Tubing is generally seamless, but can be welded. It is stated side is the actual OD rather than the NTS. So it is not, we are using the actual OD only, not nominal pipe size. The fourth line, tubing is usually made in small diameters and mainly used for heat exchanger, instrument piping, lubricating, stream tracing, and similar. So it is not in the process, main process. Now we will come to the walls. You have seen the wall video. Now, just briefly, what are the things you should know about the walls? So first, right, first gate wall. So these are called gate walls. See, what is the gate wall? Why it is called a gate wall? The wall with gate, there is a gate which will be closed this one. Between the wedge, there is to close it. So what are the important things you should know about the gate wall? First thing is, they should be used in only in full open or full closed position. They are not for controlling the flow. Half open பண்ணி யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடாது. You should be either fully open or fully closed. What will happen when you are keeping half of this open? Any debris means any kachara, it will hit the gate, will damage the head, then the wall start passing even after closing. Gate wall should be either fully open or fully closed position. Point number one. Second points, they should not be used for the flow control. Now, there are two types of gate walls, full area port gate wall or reduced port gate wall. What is full area means? For example, you can see the pipe here, this is the wall. The pipe opening and the wall opening inside the gate is same size means full area. Sometimes inside maybe opening may be small. That is called a reduced port opening. Where reduced port opening wall should not be used? When there is one thing called pigging. You hear this word pig. What is the purpose of pig? Cleaning device, or there is one more pigging also there, intelligent pigging. They can make NDT also inside. When you are going to launch a pig inside, because pig size will be actual pipe ID. So if you have a reduced port wall, what will have? Pig will go and stuck. So you should not use a reduced port wall. That much only you should know about the gate wall. Now we'll go to the next type of wall. So this is the globe wall. Now globe wall, you can see the flow is not straight. It is going like this, then upwards there will be a flow. Again, when you are going for pigging, globe wall should not be used, because globe cannot go like this. Another one, though it is called a globe, this disc is in the globe shape, we call it as a globe wall. In small globe wall, the disc is in the needle shape, then it is called a needle wall. That type of wall is called as a needle wall. So what is the purpose of globe walls? It is used for flow controlling. Suppose you want to reduce the flow, then you can go for a globe. Then we will go to the plug wall. So plug walls means, see this plug wall, ball wall. Next we are going to butterfly wall. These are considered as a quarter turn wall. Quarter turn means 90-degree rotate it, it will open, 90-degree opposite, it will close. That's all, only 90-degree rotation only required. See, this is called a plug wall. There will be a wrench. If you rotate the wrench 90-degree, it will open, or rotate the wrench opposite 90-degree, it will close. Then this is the ball wall, because the opening is in the ball shape. You can see here, this is the ball shape. It is called as a ball wall. Again, it is a 90-degree rotation wall. Then another special wall is diaphragm wall. So what is meant by diaphragm wall? Suppose inside you have a highly corrosive liquid. When you use a gate wall, what will happen? The liquid will be, when the valve is closed, the liquid will be in contact with the gate. So it will corrode the gate, damage the gate. To avoid that, they will use a thin film as a barrier. You can see here, the black one is the diaphragm. So the blue one is the liquid. It will not allow to liquid to contact the gate. So it will protect the gate from the corrosion. That is called a diaphragm. The purpose of diaphragm wall is to protect from the high corrosive liquids. Inside we have to go. Then butterfly valves. This is we are using the water line. So what is the butterfly? Again, I told 90-degree rotation valve, where we are using the coarse flow control. What is meant by coarse flow? When even some leakage or passing, it will not cause serious problems. The water line, they need not be completely tight. Even a small pass will not have a force flow control only. Then finally, this is important, check valve. What is meant by check valve? Non-return valve. Non-return valve means flow direction only one side it will allow. It will not allow the reverse flow. So we have a sim check, piston check, and ball check. Then slide valves, the gate, it is in high temperature. In the gate is sliding, that is called a slide valves instead of moving. Now, these are the fittings and the flanges. So please go to the code book. Walls, just to highlight this one, gate walls, page number 24. A gate wall consists of a body that contains a gate that interrupts the flow. This type of valve is normally used in a fully open or fully closed position and is often called as a block valve. There is another name of gate valve is a block valve, stop valve. All are another name of gate valve. So highlight this one. Since it is not generally designed to regulating fluid flow, why it is called a block valve? It will block. That's all. It will not allow a regulation. Small liquid will not allow. Then highlight the second paragraph. Reduced port gate valves are also very common and have port openings smaller than end openings. Reduced port valve should not be used as a block valve associated with pressure device or in erosive applications such as slurries or lines that are to be pigged. When you have going to install here or launch a pig inside, reduced port valve should not be used. Then globe valve. Highlight the first two lines. A globe valve, which is commonly used to regulate the fluid flow, consists of a valve body, circular disc that move parallel to the disc, and the fourth line. For fine throttling service, a very tapered seat can be used. The particular type of globe valve is referred as a needle valve. That valve is called as a needle valve. Is another, when a small globe valve is called needle valve. Plug valve, ball valve, these are not important. Then go to the diaphragm valve, page number 26. A diaphragm valve is packless valve, 4.36. Highlight the first two lines. Contains a diaphragm made a flexible material that functions as a closer and seal. Then butterfly valves. A butterfly valve consists of a disc mounted on a stem to flow path within the valve. The body is flanged and lug paper type 1/4 turn will stem. Then butterfly valves are most often used in low pressure service for coarse flow control. That line is important. So they are using for a not fine control, that is a coarse flow control. Then check valves, page number 28. A check valve is used to automatically prevent the backflow. That line is important. What is the purpose of check valve? To prevent the backflow. The most common types of check valves are swing, lift, piston, ball, and spring loaded. Then slide valves. A slide valve is specialized gate valve generally used in the erosive or high temperature service. It consists of plate that slides against seats. So these are the fittings. These are not important. Just to skip this. Pipe support also skip. Then please go to the page number 33. Flexible hoses. This is important. See, where we are using the flexible hose. For example, it is a summer season. Suppose you are running out of water. So generally what they will do, so you can order a tanker lorry, water tanker. So I will transfer the water by using a flexible hose. So generally flexible hoses are used for temporarily transporting the liquid, or it can be permanent also. Okay, so generally flexible hose should be, when it is not used, it is properly cleaned, maintained as per the quality assurance. So highlight this one, first to four line. The flexible hoses are often used to transfer hydrocarbons and other process fluids on temporary basis to facilitate turnaround activities, and for transfer of process fluids product to rail cars and tanker trucks for shipment. Flexible hose may also be installed within the process to mitigate the effect of thermal expansion. This was asked in the open book question, the last 3 lines. Highlight it and mark it as a open book. Flexible hoses come in a variety of different construction material and design. Owner user should have appropriate quality assurance system to place to ensure that each different type of is compatible. So the plant owner will decide what type of flexible hose you have to use with a particular system. This is the open book question. Now, next one is pipe joining methods. How to join a pipe? So you can say if you are straightly joining 2 pipe, what is this weld is called? Butt weld or groove weld we call it as. Then we can use a socket weld. So what is socket weld? They will insert a pipe inside and there will be a gap will be maintained. That is called as a socket weld. So butt weld is generally preferred. Pipe to pipe, what we are joining is a butt weld. So highlight this one. Threaded joints, generally we are using threaded also we can use. Auxiliary piping in non-critical service, that line is important. You can use a threaded pipe. Even our house, we are using the threaded pipe, GI pipes, threaded pipes. That is a closed loop question. Then welded joints, highlight the 5.3.2. Butt welded connections are the most commonly found in the petrochemical industry. So we are using butt welding only, pipe to pipe joints. Then socket welded. Socket weld joined by inserting the end to recess a fitting and then fillet welding. A small space, there will be a gap as per construction code. So for what is the purpose of should be provided the pipe to allow the pipe expansion and the weld shrinkage. Then branch connections. Now, where the piping will be generally failed during service in the branch connection. Branch connection only will fail. Branch in a pipeline, they will take a branch building because of the high stress. Highlight this one. A large number of piping failures occur to pipe welded branch connection. That line is important, closed book question. Where the failure will come, pipe to pipe branch connections. The reason for the failure often subject to higher than normal stress caused by excessive structural loadings. Okay. That's all introduction to piping. So morning just 1 hour we took introduction to AP exams. Then it is introduction to piping. So introduction to piping, so far we have covered around 20 pages. Maybe one question only. These are not important for exam, but you have to understand what is mean by piping. What are the different components of the piping? So exam so far asked means where the failure will come. Answer is branch connections. Okay. Next one, threaded connection we are using only in a lower critical service. Generally, water line, air line only they will go for a threaded connection. And the flexible hose, we have to choose a hose, particular type of hose, compatible with the particular service. Others are not important. Okay, so actual class now only we are going to start. Okay, these are just introduction only. If you have any questions, please ask. Any doubts or any questions, please ask. Other parts we are coming next. Finally, other no need to read. Don't waste your time. Whatever highlighted, see wherever I told you, we have given a highlighted and a printed. And the underline, I am asking you repeatedly highlight this one. The underline one are important ones. That's why I'm telling every time highlight this like this. You don't want to read that. Which one? That unhighlighted portion. Unhighlighted portion, no need to read. Okay, even the highlighted portion read will take a lot of time. So don't waste your time reading the unhighlighted portion. The highlighted portion only you have to read it. And wherever the marking is there, closed book, open book, mark it because these are asked in previous exams. So maybe see, generally AP exams, around 50% of the question are repeated questions from the old exam only they are asking. That's why we are mentioning this question asked. This is covered in our question bank also. Wherever there is a mark, it will be covered in our question bank. Okay. So close this book. Please take API 578 material verification program. So we are going to start first a material verification program, PMI. That is the first code book we are going to start. That is introduction only we took. இங்கே 12 o'clock நம்ம டைம் ஆகும். பஸ்ல வருமா மைனஸ்ல வரும்? இது 1:30 மணிக்கா? So, material verification program. This code book is a very simple, actually 28 pages only. So, I actually have 20 pages only code book. Generally, there will have 4 questions. Sometimes they are asking 6 questions also. Very easy to score code book. So first you watch this video, what is meant by PMI? First you should know what is meant by PMI or material verification program. Not it, both they are not fixed one. They we will mark, we will have a marking there. You can see the marking.
Risk. Positive material testing of critical materials is no longer a choice, but a necessity, including across the process, oil and gas industries. PMI, positive materials identification, is the most effective non-destructive means of ensuring that components utilized and or installed are to the correct specification, thereby minimizing any risk to equipment, facilities, personnel, or to the environment. Handheld XRF analyzers, such as those in the Niton range, are compact and lightweight, allowing operators and inspectors to carry and utilize them in almost all situations, including when working at height and even in the harshest and most challenging on or offshore environments.
Being able to move the equipment around the factory simply and easily is a real benefit to us. We have different areas of manufacture, we need to use it. Also, the speed of use is an in-process operation. Waste time or add time to the operation while conducting the use. So that's important to us. Utilising a range analysis is very important to us. We use many different methods here, and we don't want to be setting the instrument up individually for different applications. I want to make it as simple as possible for the operator to grab the equipment, conduct the analysis.
The speed and accuracy of Niton instruments provide a laboratory quality chemical analysis and a positive identification in 2 to 5 seconds.
Depending on contract requirements, we may have to do a positive material identification using the Niton equipment. This is usually done before the product goes into test to make sure it is the correct material before we proceed to with usually nitrile and various materials working very accurate. It's extremely fast to use.
Niton UK's relationship with Sundyne HOD spans over 10 years, with the company having used 3 generations of Niton XRF analyzer, including the latest models.
We've had a good relationship with Niton UK over the years. It's a real problem. It's resolved. It's easy to contact people. Our customers are confident with the results we get from our solutions. We also provide a certificate of performance for products that we're testing. They're confident our solutions.
The latest generation of Niton XRF analyzers make 100% PMI testing really feasible. In today's culture of corporate responsibility, no professional on the front lines of risk reduction and regulatory compliance can afford to take any chances with critical materials.
We've used Niton instruments for many, many years and we've never had a reliability issue. I've always been very accurate.
Please contact Niton UK for further information or to arrange a demonstration.
Okay, so this is the video you have seen about the material verification program. What are the important points you should know about the material verification program? First thing, material verification program, PMI, both are same. So before it was called as a PMI. PMI means positive material identification. Now they changed the name to MEP, material verification program. Both are same. Okay. Second point is why we need a PMI or material verification program. Because a material mix-up can be a catastrophic problem. Catastrophic means sudden unexpected failure can happen. Now next one, I will just do a 10-15 minutes lecture. Just to listen this, you can attend this 4 questions. That's all. Next one, which material will mix up easily? For example, carbon steel and low alloy steel will mix up easily, or carbon steel with the stainless steel will mix up easily. Carbon steel and low alloy steel, because you cannot identify by visual inspection. Whereas stainless steel by visually you can identify it. So generally carbon steel and low alloy steel will easily mix up. Now what is the problem? Suppose in a location where you have to install a carbon steel, if you install alloy steel and you don't know it is alloy steel, you will weld it without preheating and PWS. So it may crack in the service and it can leak, make a problem. Reverse. Instead of low alloy steel, if you use a carbon steel, they cannot withstand the pressure and temperature, so they can also fail. Both way it is a problem. Generally, many people argue, no, only instead of alloy steel we cannot use carbon steel. Instead of carbon steel we can use alloy steel. That is correct. Provided if you know that is alloy steel and you take all precaution for welding, then it is correct. You don't know, you weld it without any precaution, it will fail. Another one is then what type of where we can find. So one is the material mix-up. Material mix-up, I told carbon steel and low alloy steel will mix. Generally stainless steel will not. Another one is replacement item, small item like fasteners. Fastener means what is fastener? Bolt nut. They can easily mix up. There we have to be careful. And the third one is the replacement spools. Some spools will have identical in carbon steel, alloy steel, where you are periodically removed for some cleaning purpose. They should be properly tagged. If there is no tag, there may mix up. Another one is where the mix-up can happen, from whom you are purchasing the materials. So suppose you are purchasing the material from the manufacturer, or you are purchasing the material from the local supplier, where the material mix-up possibility is high. Local supplier, because local supplier they can manipulate things for their business, but the manufacturer will have a proper quality control system. So these are the things we have to be very careful. Then first one is who will decide whether PMI is required or not. It will be decided by the owner. So the owner means the plant owner. The plant owner, or we call it as a user also sometimes, owner user, he is responsible for decide the PMI, whether PMI is required or not. 570 talks of PMI only for pressure parts, not for the non-pressure. Supports no need PMI. What is meant by pressure parts? Piping, pressure vessel, storage tank. These are called as the pressure parts. Now, how much PMI is required? Whether it is 100% or some sampling, again it will be decided by the owner. So if you take 578, owner only responsible. So owner will decide it. So when we need 100% PMI, high risk items 100% PMI. High risk means a small leakage will have serious problem, like acid line, strong acid line, poisonous gas line, toxic gas. Then they will go for 100% PMI. Low risk item, random PMI is sufficient. Then who will do the PMI? It will be a contractor actually. The PMI contractor should prepare a procedure and submit to the owner. So owner will review the procedure and approve the procedure. Then next question, what is the qualification requirement for the PMI technicians? There is no level 2 for PMI. So the answer is they should have knowledge how to work with the PMI machine. They should have a working knowledge. So they should have some documentation. They have experience in the PMI. Then what is the calibration requirement for PMI? Again, it is not 1 year or this one. It will be specified by the equipment manufacturer. When you are purchasing equipment, they will tell when you have to calibrate it. Suppose manufacturer doesn't say anything, owner will decide. When to calibrate will be decided by the owner. So far, understand what is the PMI? Now, where the PMI should start? It should start from the stores. When you receive the material to the stores, they should do the PMI of the materials. Material means pipe, flanges, even metallic gaskets. You have to do the PMI. Now the question is, many people ask, when you receive the material will have a number stamping. Material will come with the material test certificate, but that all required. Apart from that, PMI also required. They cannot replace each other. You cannot say, I already have certificate. The certificate and the material is matching. Why I need no PMI? PMI is an additional requirement to confirm. So no mistake. Materials. And next come to the electrode. Electrode, each lot means there is two terminology. One is called heat number, another one is called lot number. What is heat means materials manufactured in the same time melted. That is called heat. From the heat, what sampling we are taking is called as a lot. For example, a heat, you have 1 ton material melted and you are taking some 100 kgs from that. That is called a lot. Each lot of electrode, one electrode you have to choose and do the PMI. If the results are matching, other electrode we can just to see the marking, like E7018 marking, you can see and accept it. Suppose it is not matching, the entire lot is considered suspect and not reject. We have a doubt, we have to go for further evaluation. Is it okay? Now, some electrodes, for example, SMAW electrodes, now our arc electrodes, they can add a chemical composition in the flux also. So if you take the wire PMI, it will not give the correct result. So what you have to make a weld. From the weld, you have to do the PMI. That weld is called weld button. That is called weld button. So you have to button means round shape, they will weld and they will do the PMI. That is about the stores. Then we will come to the fabrication side. So piping or they are fabricating. Fabrication, we have to do PMI of the weld as well as base metal. For example, pipe is longitudinally welded. You see the way I showed the picture. Pipe can be folded and longitudinally welded. There are two types of longitudinal weld. One is called autogenous weld. What is autogenous weld? Without filler metal. That is called, there are two types of autogenous weld. ERW pipe, electric resistant welded pipe means they will roll the plate, heat by resistant, press it. Furnace butt weld. Furnace, they will heat it and press it. No electrode, so no need to do PMI on the weld. Only base metal PMI is sufficient. But other electrode we are using for welding, then we have to do the PMI on the weld also. There also we have to do. Then construction site, erection site, we have to do PMI of the weld as well as base metal. This PMI means store, fabrication shop, and the erection site. These are called proactive PMI. That is called a proactive. There is one more PMI is called retroactive PMI. What is meant by retroactive? A piping already in service and there is a leak. When you analyzing, you found that wrong material was used. That's why it is leaking. Then inspector can have a doubt. Maybe other piping maybe also have a wrong material. That existing material, if you are going for checking, that is called a retroactive PMI. Okay, so it can be proactive or it can be retroactive. Hello? ஆமா. அவங்க லீவ் ஆமா லீவ். நான் அவனுக்கு கால் பண்றேன். உங்களுக்கு கிளாஸ்ல இருக்கு, நான் பேசுறேன். Right. Another one is retroactive PMI. Then how we will do what are the different techniques we have in PMI? So you just watch the video. That material that is called X-ray fluorescence. I will go first one. The most accurate PMI technique is taking the sample material, send for laboratory testing. Laboratory chemical analysis most accurate actually, but that much accuracy is not required. Reason is we have already a material test certificate, we have stamping, sometimes we have color coding of the material. So no, but another one problem with what is the problem with the chemical analysis? It is expensive. Other one is it is time consuming. You will not get the immediate result. Like this machine will not get the immediate result. So that much accuracy is not required. And the second PMI technique is that's why we are not using chemical analysis everywhere. You can remove the small material and keep the material on the filter paper and add reagents. Reagent chemical. Based on the color change, we can identify the material. But that one will not give the quantitative result. Quantitative will not give what is the chromium percentage, what is the carbon. It will not give. It will give some approximate idea. And third one is eddy current material sorting. Eddy current can be also used. The airport they are using to check metal detectors. They are using the material sorters, eddy current. That can be also used. Even thermoelectric principle, Seebeck effect, we can use it. These are not normally used. Normally used only two techniques. What we have seen the video is called X-ray fluorescence. That is called as a X-ray. So you see they are using like a gun type that when trigger the gun, it will emit the X-ray. The X-ray will react with the material. So each material we have a chromium, molybdenum, nickel. Each element will emit another type of characteristic X-ray. It will be received, analyzed, and it will give the digital format. That is how the X-ray fluorescence works. Now, I think any of you see the PMI, how they are doing PMI machine? Okay, right. What is the advantage of this X-ray fluorescence is lightweight, portable, suitable for the field. What is the second advantage is no high skill required. It is not you can easily train the operator. These are the advantage. Now the question is, what is the limitation of this PMI technique? What are the limitations? The first limitation is radiation is the safety hazard. Even though it is using a very low kV X-ray, still it is a hazard. So some jurisdiction means some local rules, country rules ask for radiation safety for that particular person. Second restriction, the second limitation is we have to surface preparation is mandatory. You cannot do PMI on a rusted surface. You have to clean the surface. You can see they are using small disc grinder or using some polishing before doing the PMI. So a surface contamination can give you inaccurate results. That is the second one. And third problem is, okay, the radiation safety already I told you. These are the two. Third one is it cannot detect carbon and boron. Carbon percentage you cannot detect from this X-ray fluorescence. That's why you should not use it with the carbon shield. It will give inaccurate results. That is the first one. Second type of material is called optical emission spectrometry. So what is meant by optical emission means you are using, instead of X-rays, you are using the light. So when the light is emitted, it's sent into the material, it will react with the material and emit the light, it will be received and analyzed. We have three types of optical emission spectrometry. One is a light weight, second is a mobile unit, third one is called a laser induced breakdown spectroscopy, LIBS. So first one, how the lightweight will work, same like our X-ray fluorescence, this one. But the problem is in the lightweight, we need a high skill operator. High skill operator means it will not give digital result, it will give like ultrasonic signals. So the signal should be properly evaluated, interpreted by the interpreter. The second one is called KB weight. KB weight means mobile unit. It is come with the argon cylinders. I have video, I will show you. So what is the advantage of the mobile unit is it can give the accurate digital result. It can detect carbon also. But the problem is disadvantage another, it is a mobile unit. You cannot use at the site. Third one is called a laser induced pressure. We are using the laser, not the arc. So first two are we are using arc to induce the light. Here we are using the laser. Laser is the most recent developed technology. It can give qualitative and quantitative analysis simultaneously. It can give even detect all materials including carbon. That is the most advantage recent technology. Okay. Just I will play these two videos. So how the optical emission spectrometric mobile unit working.
Components from China. When you buy metal components from China, how do you know it's the correct material? Positive material identification is the daily problem in China. For that reason, we went out and spent $70,000 on an Oxford Instrument mobile optical emission spectrometer. In under 1 minute, we could prove if our metals are to specification or not. We purchased this machine with 8 base metal calibrations, so we can measure anything from precious metals, cast irons, right through carbon, steels, aluminium, brasses, bronzes, stainless steels, and so forth. We've got 2 guns. This one is for iron and copper-based tests, and this one is for all other base tests. Also, with the machine comes a full range of calibrated test samples. These have actually been calibrated in Germany in 15 separate laboratories to ensure that the calibration is accurate. This piece of aluminium was delivered to start prototype by our supplier as if it were 6061. We're now going to do a test to determine whether or not it is. Go ahead. Okay, we've already done 3 previous tests. This is the 4th test to get an average. The machine has analyzed the metal and it believes it is ALSI 0.5 when it should actually be 6061. So we're actually going to compare it to the 6061 database. Okay, now down the bottom here, we've got 6061 in red. Red means it is definitely not 6061. Above, it will show us where it is not 6061. The zinc should be between 0% and 0.25%. It's actually 2.64 points above where it should be. That's 1,000% too high. The actual content, the average content is 2.89%. So we would actually reject this material as being 6061. So this is yet another sample of 6061 supplied to us. Now we're going to do a test on it. That was the second of 2 tests, and you can see the results here. The machine has automatically compared the results to its database and determined that the material is indeed within specification for 6061. So now I'm going to print off that report, and whilst that's printing, that there is the spark site on the finished part. And you can see some carburization. I've got some Scotch-Brite, and I'm just going to give it a quick rub with Scotch-Brite. And as you can see,
The witness is almost gone and it's smooth. We will ask customers where they want their spark safe.
Okay.
This is the printout of the test results. We did 2 tests. It gives you the minimum, maximum according to the specification and what the deviation is. We will actually put this in with the sample when we send it to the client.
Right. So next one is the laser induced breakdown spectroscopy.
Laser-induced breakdown spectroscopy or LIBS is an analytical technique that has been used in laboratories for many years. Latest technological advances have made it possible to shrink LIBS into a handheld version. Most handheld LIBS analyzers are used for fast sorting alloys and scrapyards and alloy identification and analysis in various applications within the metals industry. How does LIBS work? During LIBS analysis, a focused pulsed laser hits the sample, removing a very small amount of the material from the surface. Samples hit by thousands of pulses during a typical 1-second measurement. The material is heated up to and exceeding 10,000 degrees Celsius. The temperature is so high that the atoms actually break up and form a plasma. Despite these high temperatures, the sample does not get hot too much during the analysis, so it can be held in your hand safely during the measurement. What is happening within the atoms? When the high-power pulse laser hits the sample, the electrons in the atom's outer shells are ejected. Because electrons in outer shells are shielded by the inner shell electrons, they aren't strongly drawn by the nucleus. This means less energy is needed to eject electrons from the outer shells. The ejected electrons create a vacancy, making the atom unstable. When the pulse stops, the plasma starts to cool down, and the vacancy is filled by electrons cascading down from the outer electron shells. The excess energy released when the electrons move between 2 energy levels or shells is emitted in the form of element-specific light. For a typical metallic sample containing iron, manganese, chromium, nickel, vanadium, and so on, each element emits many wavelengths leading to a spectrum up to thousands of beats. The wavelengths of light are collected through a fiber optic cable and then processed by the spectrometer. Each element is associated with a specific spectral field. These spectra are quite complex, with potentially hundreds or even thousands of lines for each element. The concentration of the element is calculated from the intensity of the spectral field. Then an advanced algorithm is used to identify the sample type and calculate the concentrations. Why do people choose the handheld LIBS technique? It is one of the fastest analytical technologies available today to identify and analyze metal alloys. It takes just 1 second to measure virtually any alloy, including aluminum alloys. That's up to 20 times faster than handheld X-ray. LIBS analyzer is very rugged because the detector is typically protected by sapphire glass, one of the hardest materials of the day. So you can safely measure sharp and pointy objects, including turnings and shadings. It is also very easy to use. Just point, shoot, and read the results from the screen. The LIBS technique is virtually non-destructive. Following a LIBS analysis, the tiny burn spot left is so small it can be easy to see with your eye. From a regulatory and licensing point of view, much less is required when the user doesn't pay for it. Typically, no expensive licenses and time-consuming training classes are needed. However, it is important to check your local legislation issues, such as the use of safety goggles. We strongly recommend using safety goggles when operating Class 3B laser device. This is an excellent alloy identification tool which can also deliver the chemistry really well. If you want to know more about Hitachi High-Tech LIBS analyzers, visit our website.
Okay. Right. So please take the code book. These are the key points what I said in the PMI. Page number 2. Please take page number 2. See, wherever there is underline, please highlight it. Wherever there is a closed book, open book, highlight it, mark it. So what is meant by asset? Highlight this one. Property or equipment owned by a company that is either directly or indirectly involved with the manufacturing process. Highlight that one. Then who is a distributor? Highlight a warehousing supplier for manufacture or supply the material or components. Then heat, this is important, asked in the open book question. Heat means a batch of metal made at the same time be able to trace it to its original constituents and the manufacturing process. Then lot, this is closed book question, again very important. A group of item of the same type and a common source which sample is to be drawn. And inspection lot does not include more than one heat. That is a closed book question. So heat is important, lot is important. Then material non-conformance, highlight this one, 3.1.11. Positive metal identification result that does not conform to the material specified. Then MTR, mill test report, this is closed book question, important. A quality assurance document used to the seal making industry that certify the materials compliant with the appropriate standard, including physical and chemical specification and applicable dimensions. MTR also include. MTR means mill test report. That is important. The next page, representative sample, 3.118. One or more items selected random from the inspection lot that are to be examined acceptability. Now, what is meant by standard reference material? This I didn't tell you. So what is standard reference material? See, calibration, I told you we will follow manufacturer recommendation. But every day we have to check whether the machine is working properly. So we will have some sample with the certificate 304, 316 like that. So we will check that one. That is called standard reference materials. Okay, so that is important. Sample material for which laboratory chemical analysis data are available and are used in demonstrating the accuracy and the reliability of the instrument. Weld button, a sample of welding filler metal deposited on relevant base metal in order to provide basis for the PMI. That is important. Open book question. Again, I will repeat, wherever question mark, just to read it for exam. These are very easy to score exam code books, small code books. Then highlight this one, page number 4, 4.1. When considering the likelihood of material non-conformances, it is worth noting that historically the greatest number of non-conformance with the serious consequence have involved unapproved carbon steel into low alloy steel. That line is important. Generally, carbon steel and the low alloy steel will easily mix up. Then this is open book question, 4.3, second line. PMI should be considered by the owner user depending upon the level of risk, probability and consequence based upon the potential damage mechanism and the damage rate. That is a keyword. So based on the damage mechanism and the damage rate only, the PMI will be considered by the owner user. Then this paragraph, process unit susceptible to sulfidation. This is not important. Gasket material, highlight this one, first line. Gasket in incompatible service may result in premature failures. Suppose if you use a wrong gasket, then it can result in a premature failure. Then material verification, 5.1, highlight the first paragraph. The owner user shall establish a written material verification program indicating the extent and the type of PMI to be conducted during construction on new vessels, retroactively on existing assets, and during the maintenance repair. So owner will decide how much we have to do. For high risk items systems, the owner user should consider the need for employing higher extent of process and final examination up to 100% rather than random sampling, which may be done more appropriate for lower risk. So high risk, it should be 100%. That is closed book question. So where we need a PMI, this all by the pressure parts, length, fitting, forging, bolting, all these things. Then highlight the 5.3, this 3 lines. Mill test report should not be considered as a substitute for the PMI because this type of document historically not always been accurate. However, mill test reports are important part of overall metal quality assurance system. So we need a mill test report, we need a PMI also. Then 5.5.2, next page. Metal verification test procedure. The owner user or designee should review and approve the metal verification program and the testing procedure of fabricator, supplier, or third party. Then this is in closed book question. A higher degree of PMI should be conducted on material supplied by stocking distributor due to the potential of unapproved material as a result of frequent handling by number of parties. So when you purchase from local distributor, we have to increase the PMI. And these are not important. Next page, page number 7. Reason for alloy specification. For example, some areas we are using stainless steel not for the integrity. For example, purity, milk product, food products, we are using stainless steel. All milk we are handling using stainless steel. That type, no need to for PMI. Only if there is a pressure, temperature involved, then only we have to do the PMI. So highlight this one. In some cases, alloys are used in the equipment system for reason other than corrosion resistance or structural integrity. In these cases, the mechanical integrity of system may not be compromised metal non-conformance. A metal verification program may not be necessary in this system. Two examples would be stainless steel lube oil system, which is stainless steel used for maintaining oil purity, or stainless steel in chemical manufacturing, where corrosion of carbon steel might cause product discoloration. That is open book question. Then please go to the 5.73. Last paragraph. A metal verification program should be directly applied to activities associated with receiving metal into warehouse system. Then page 9, second paragraph. The use of metal verification program principles check material received in warehouse system should be regarded as quality assurance practice to minimize the potential for discovering the alloy materials discrepancy during subsequent PMI within the warehouse should not be regarded as an alternative PMI or fabricated as. See, you cannot say I already done everything in the stores. Why I should do again at site? We have to do stores, fabrication, erection, everywhere you have to do PMI to avoid any mistakes. Then A, suppose you are removing a temporary spool. Generally, it should be tagged. When you are reinstalling, you have to check proper tag is there. Suppose tag is missing, you have to do PMI and then install it. Highlight this one. Temporary removal of piping spool pieces, including removal of blind flanges. The fourth line. Consideration should be given metal control systems such as tagging spool as they are removed, or the use of PMI prior to reinstallation to prevent these incidents from occurring. Then C. Sometimes carbon steel pipes, they specify alloy steel valves. It should be properly communicated to the fabrication department. Otherwise, if they use carbon steel electrode, there is a possibility of the cracks. So just to highlight, manufacturer distributor may substitute the low alloy valves or carbon steel in high temperature pressure service. And if this is not communicated, the craftsman end up using the incorrect welding procedure. This error may produce cracks in the new welds. Then next page, page number 10, the first paragraph, third line. Identification of material by visual stamps marking alone should not be considered a substitute for PMI, but be an important component of overall quality assurance system. So we need stamping, we need color coding, we need a material certificate, we need a PMI also. Then these two are very, very important. These three paragraphs are. Person performing PMI should be knowledgeable about the all aspect of operation of the PMI equipment. So that is no, there is no level 2 qualification. They should know how to operate. The second one asked in the latest exam. Qualification of the person performing the test, including training and experience, should be submitted for review and approved by the owner officer. Owner officer should approve that person is trained and qualified. Okay, so that should be, that is, this too important. This also important. The owner is responsible to assure that all individual performing PM are trained, and owner is the responsible. So owner the ensure one. Owner should ensure that. Close book question. Then we will go one by one PMI method. Chemical analysis. So second line, the chemical accuracy is typically much higher than that is normally needed for PMI. Laboratory analysis may involve removal of significant moments and is typically slower than the field PMI. That's why we are not going for the laboratory. The next page, this is important, page number 11. Resistivity testing, it is open book question. The principle employed in this testing method is known as the Seebeck effect that was asked in the open book. So resistance principle, we are using the Seebeck effect. What is Seebeck effect? Or thermoelectric? A heated junction of dissimilar metal is created when the heated probe and the metal being tested are in contact with each other. The voltage generated at the junction is a representative of the chemistry. That is open book question. And this is last exam they asked. Other techniques, eddy current testing, electromagnetic alloy sorting, piezoelectric testing, ferrite meters, and thermoelectric are qualitative and may only be appropriate for limited sorting and not for specific alloy. Just qualitative means they will not give the exact percentage, just they will identify 304, 316 like this. See, qualitative means not giving accurate results. Quantitative means accurate percentage. That is open book question. Then this is the X-ray fluorescence, how it works. These are not important. Please highlight this paragraph. To get the near laboratory measurement, significant care regarding surface preparation and cleanliness required, as contamination of the prepared surface can be lead to inaccurate result. That is important. In X-ray fluorescence, there is a contamination surface. If it is not properly prepared, that result in a inaccurate result. Highlight this one. That is open book question. Bottom the second paragraph. From bottom second paragraph, this one. So the same paragraph last line. Typically, a small test area is prepared with the portable grinding disc is to properly clean the sample. The next, the last paragraph also important. The inherent limitation of the technique means it is not possible to detect all elements. Next line, this excludes some of the important elements in carbon steel, such as carbon and boron. So our X-ray fluorescence cannot detect carbon and boron. Then optical emission spectrometry. So optical emission spectrometry and electric arc, spark, or laser stimulate atom in test samples. For each element, the combined light spectra from the different elements are passed through the light guide optical analyzer. In the analyzer, the light is dispersed into spectral and then measured. So there are three groups. I told the lightweight, heavyweight, laser induced. The first is the lightweight portable. The second line, these devices do not directly indicate the alloy grade or composition, but produce an output in the form of visible light spectra that permits semi-qualitative alloy identification. This technique is highly sensitive to operator skill and experience. So we need a high skill operator. The second group is a field portable laboratory grade analyzers. These are originally difficult due to their size. Then fifth line, the significant advantage of instrument is the expansion of element that can be analyzed, including carbon. So the mobile unit can detect carbon, but because mobile unit there. Another advantage of advanced instrument is they are not subject to the operator interpretation. Then this is important. Third group. The third group is known as a laser-induced breakdown spectroscopy LIBS, in which atomic emission spectroscopy uses the highly energetic laser pulses. The laser is focused to form plasma. The next line, when calibrated for metal analysis, LIBS can provide both qualitative and quantitative. That is a open book question. Which of the following PMI techniques can provide qualitative and quantitative simultaneously? Answer is LIBS. It can give simultaneous results. Open book question. The next paragraph, third line, the significant advantage of LIBS technology is wide element range. In principle, LIBS can detect all elements limited by the power. So there is no limitation for this. Then calibration, I already told you, this is closed book question. Person performing PMI should calibrate and verify the test equipment as specified by the equipment manufacturer. So to follow the manufacturer recommendation. If the calibration procedures are not provided by the equipment manufacturer, they should be established by the owner user. Suppose manufacturer doesn't say anything, you have to follow the owner user instruction. The next page, safety issues. XRF analyzers 6821. Highlight this two line. XRF analyzers are not intrinsically safe. Pertinent hot work procedures should be followed in areas where not intrinsically safe equipment is to be used. Then safety. Highlight this one. The user should be aware of potential radiation exposure hazard when operating XRF device. That is open book question. So the user is expected to observe local jurisdictional requirements that govern radiation safety and to consult the manufacturing session. So you have to follow the local government rules. Then PMI of welding consumables. Second, this paragraph is important. Prior to use fabrication, sample button should be welded using each heat of the bare wire, lot of covered electrode or plus covered. PI can be used to confirm the weld material. So you have to make a weld button, particularly SMAW electrode. GTAW no need. Highlight this one also. It is not necessary to test a button or bare wire if the test division can identify the composition. Then longitudinal, where there is reason to suspect problem, longitudinal welded alloy pipe fitting should receive PMI at base metal and weld metal. So we have to do both. Then autogenous. Autogenous, I told you, without the electrodes. If the owner is determined the metal verification is required for autogenous welded with no ordered filler metal alloy pipe or fitting, it is necessary to conduct testing only on base content. Then evaluation of testing methods. Now, here there is one more point important. Suppose you do PMI and you find a wrong material is used. So what is the corrective action? You have to remove the material and replace it with the correct. But what 578 says, suppose a knowledgeable person like engineer says, even a wrong material in this particular service will work, then no need to replace. You can accept a wrong material. So this was asked in the exam C. When PMI indicate that alloying elements are outside the range indicated in the metal specification, the owner user may still choose to allow the use of tested material in situations where a person knowledgeable of the appropriate damage mechanism confirms that the material will perform satisfactorily in the service. That is a closed book question. Another one, a PMI is showing wrong material, but you know 100% it is a correct material. Then what you have to do? You have to use another PMI technique to confirm it. Suppose your X-ray fluorescence showing the one particular area, it is showing repeatedly wrong material. Then you can send for lab analysis. So highlight this one. If testing one of the portable or qualitative analysis leads to potential rejection of a component, a more acute analysis may be used to determine the component acceptance. We can go for a detailed analysis. Then 7.2, if any one of the reference sample is rejected, all items of that inspection lot should be considered suspect. A more extensive inspection remaining lot should be considered. So a lot, one rejected means entire lot is suspect, not rejected. We have to go for more detailed analysis. Then how I know PMI is done? So generally we can say write PMI okay, or they will use some color coding. So highlight this one. Alloy material should be provided alloy, acceptable identification, color coding alloy, a low step storm marking indication, documentation showing both the PMI results and the PMI locations. The next page, when you are using markers, so the marker should not contain additives such as metallic pigments, aluminum, zinc, lead, sulfur, chloride. That is closed book question. When you are using marker on the stainless steel, particularly, they should not have these materials. And highlight this one closed book. The individual performing PMI should obtain and follow PMI procedure approved by the owner. So owner approved procedure only should be used. Then how much? So we have to maintain the PMI records. So as long as the piping is in the original positions. So highlight this one. When PMI is conducted on new or existing assets and system, record of the result should be kept as long as the equipment exists in original location. That line is important. If the equipment or portion of the equipment that has received PMI is relocated, the owner should consider the need for PMI prior to relocation. That's all 578. You can see here how many questions we marked. 1, 2, 3. I am going reverse. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we marked 24 questions actually. Generally, exams will have 4 to 6 questions. Very easy to score. Only read the highlighted, very small code.